Mark Shlanta led by example. His legacy of vision, community involvement, and love of work and learning brought an entire region together. Before South Dakota was a state, telephones connected us. And when Mark started his career in telecommunications in the 1990s, the industry was at the beginning of a new era. Mark's 23 years at SDN Communications changed the technology and communications trajectory of South Dakota. As CEO, he helped connect schools and universities with a fiber optic network. He expanded the region's network to 50,000 miles in South Dakota and beyond. This improved communications and connectivity for mobile wireless, healthcare systems, and state and county governments. Mark believed it was his duty to find ways to serve his community and make South Dakota better for all.
Thank you to the South Dakota Hall of Fame and its board in honoring Mark tonight. And thank you to Nancy Bauer for stepping in for her husband, Rod, and escorting me to the stage. This should be Rod and Mark's night tonight. You would not be surprised to learn that Mark Shlanta, a professional engineer, was not really into poetry. Regardless, I came across a quote from the Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore that I think would have resonated with Mark. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. When Mark was diagnosed with cancer in the fall of 2019, we were told pretty much right away that there was no cure. Even though treatment would help, the odds were the time was short. But Mark's priorities were not changed in the least by this news, because for him, joy was service. Service to his industry, service to his community, service to his family, and service to God. The plan was already in place. Find joy through service. Over the course of his career in telecommunications moved from copper wire and microwave to fiber and wireless. Mark found the pivot points and leaned into the new opportunities, evolving the industry for SDN and its member companies across South Dakota. His achievements to connect the state and to connect people were many, but the achievements would be few without the people he relied upon. So on Mark's behalf, I would like to thank all of you for bringing so much joy into his life. I would first like to thank his father, Stephen, and his mom, Gail, who's with us here tonight, for raising their talented, hardworking, people-loving boy. A kid who never forgot a name or a number. I thank Mark's mentors in Boy Scouts, telecom, healthcare, banking, government, education, and the South Dakota business community. There are too many people to mention them all, but there are a few very special ones here tonight. He learned so much from watching the leaders around him, how to be bold, how to initiate change, how to be a leader in the community, not just in the office. But you also showed him to be kind, how to be fun, and how to be humble. I could hear it, the admiration in his voice and the respect, and see it on his face every time he ran across you. I would like to thank the men and women on the SDN's board of directors and their member companies. Besides Mark's admiration, you had his gratitude for pushing the envelope with him. Your big yeses were Mark's engine and motivation. And to everyone that Mark had the pleasure of working with at SDN, he was grateful for all the work you did together Thanks especially to the current executive team, Ryan, Vernon, Nancy, Sarah, Amy, Jake, and Amanda, for seeing him through these last few tough years. Mark believed in you, but more than that, Mark loved you. And lastly, to my sons, Scott, Joe, Carl, and Michael. You might not realize it, but you taught Dad patience. Well, some patience. Dad had no greater joy than the days he spent by your sides. And I know we all still hear him in our hearts saying, be humble, be thoughtful, be prepared, and be of service. Thank you.